Do you want to generate a serial number like this, although this column is not exist in a database? Hi, this is Krupali from Know How Academy. So let's start with me. So let me tell you what you are going to learn in this video. So I have one table. The name of the table is job seeker information. Now I am displaying data in PowerApps screen like first name, last name, email ID of the job seeker. Now this serial number I am displaying, although this serial number column is not there in a database. So how you can display that? So there is one function in PowerApp. That function is called sequence. Sequence in PowerApp. Now, what is the job of sequence function in PowerApp? The job of sequence function in PowerApp that it will generate a number in a sequence. Let's say if I write sequence and 10, it will generate 10 number start with the 1 and increment by 1. So it will generate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10 different number. Now let me show you practically how you can do that. So let me take a new screen and let me take a gallery control. I will show you how the data is displaying. And in gallery control, let me take it as only a title. Now here I am writing a sequence function and I write 10. And here I want to display that number. So here I will write value. So value means whatever the value the sequence function is generating, it is displaying. Now you can see that sequence function generated 10 different numbers. See, this is 10 different number. Now let's say I want to generate a 15 different number, but it start from 3. So let's say I want to generate a 15 number start with 3. So you can check it out that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 till 15 different number but start with 3. So basically you learn how sequence function work. Now first argument, how many numbers you want to generate, and second argument is from which number you want to start your sequence, and the third argument that can be let's say you write 2. So what is the meaning of that? It will start with the 3 number and the next number will be incremented by 2. How many number it will display? It will display 15 different numbers. So see, 3, 5. Why? Because we have given the last argument is a 2. That means it is incremented by 2. So 3, 5, 7, 9 and etc. So this way a sequence function work. But the working of sequence function and implementing it practically, that is a master thing that you should know. Now see what I have done here. I have taken one database that is called job seeker information. Not database but table. Now I want to display this information in my PowerApps screen. But I want to generate a serial number dynamically. How much serial number it will generate? It will generate n number of serial number, or you can say what number of records which is there in that table, it will generate that much sequence number. So how you can do that? So for that what I need to do, let me take a new screen. Okay, now in new screen actually you can generate a sequence at the time of on visible property or on start property of a PowerApp. But here for your understanding purpose I am taking one button. Okay, now button will load the data from this record to the collection in the PowerApp, and then I will add that column dynamically into that collection. Okay, so let me tell you how you can do that. Okay, so here load data into the collection. Okay, now when I click on the button, it will dynamically load the data from this table to the collection. So let me write a code for that. Okay, so from here I have write a code in the PowerApps on visible property or on start property, but here for your understanding purpose I am writing this on table button event. So I'm taking one collection that is called JS collection, or you can say job seeker collection, and I'm initializing with the blank value. Now then what I am doing, I'm inserting the data from this job seeker table into the JS collection. So this is the way of inserting one by one value, column wise and record wise. Okay, we have already created a video of collection, what is collection, how collection is working, so you can check out using that link. Okay, then let's say our collection is created. Now let me save and run it. Okay, now let me check it whether our collection is made or not. Okay, so our collection is made. Okay, now what I want to do, I want to add one number in the collection, that is serial number in a collection. So how I can do that? So for that, let me explain whatever code I have written, and I will do practical later, okay, in front of you. So here, to implement a sequence in this scenario, you need to understand two different functions other than the sequence. First and function. So first and function, what it will do? It will display the first n number of record in the from the database or from the collection or from the table. And the second function that you must know before implementing a sequence in this scenario is last. Last, it will return the last row from the given collection or from the given table. Okay, so I hope you understand the job of first n and first last n function. Now what we will do, we will implement here the loading a data into the data table from the collection. Okay, now what is data table? Data table is a similar kind of structure that is related to gallery control. Now gallery is also responsible for displaying the data, but here data table display data in a form of row and column, not in a customized manner. So let me take a data table. So you need to search for data table. Once you search a data table, then you need to give the from which data or from which data source it will take the data. So we are taking data either from job seeker, either from JS. But what we have done, we will load the data from Dataverse to the job seeker collection, and then we are directly putting the job seeker collection reference to the data table. So let me take it, data table. Now here take a fields. So I am displaying first name, then last name, email ID, and we can say, okay, let me take only this thing, three things. Okay, now here I want to display a serial number that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on. So how I can do that? Yes, you may say that we can implement using a sequence function, but to implement a sequence function in a gallery, we are displaying like that. But whenever we have n number of record and we want to implement a sequence function, there is a little bit difference in that. So first let me explain you the first n function. Okay, so let me take a data table, and here if I write first n and then I write job seeker, and if I write 4, so it will display only 4 record from the collection. Now let's say if I write like this, last, and if I write, so it will display last record from that. And let me show you how I implement a sequence function. So in data tables, item property, I write for all. So for all, basically what it will do, it will iterate each and every record one by one. Then I write a sequence which will generate how many numbers, the numbers which is there in the collection. So I used a test collection. Then what I want to do, I want to pick one row from that collection, and I want to paste that number which is generated by a sequence. So what I will do, I will display the last record from the first n. First n means, let's say, first record I am displaying, and then from the first n number I will pick up the last record. So here I'll write a value and serial number. Now serial number, and then I have written a value. So here this is a dynamically generated column, and I am giving that value. What value? Whatever the value which is generated by a sequence in that. And here it will display the records like that. Okay, now let me show you here. Now see here, email ID, first number, last name, and ID is there. Now what we will do, we will paste that serial number column in that collection using that function. Okay, so let me copy that and let me go to our screen, and here in data items property we will paste that collection, and instead of test we are taking our job seeker collection. And then okay, let me save it. Okay, now when I execute that, and when, let me show you. Okay, sorry for that. Here you will not able to see, but when you click on the collection, when you click on the data table and when you go to the fields, here you will able to see the serial number field. Why? Because when you execute the this code, it will automatically generate a serial number in that. Okay, and you can see the serial number. Before it was not there, but in item property we have written this. Okay, so I hope you get it, the how a serial number is generated by a sequence function. Now apart from that, how I display data. So using a data table, you can display the data. Now data table has a several property that say how you can change the header color, how you can change the font size, and so on. So let me show you. So now let's say header fill. So let's say I'm taking this color, so it will fill the proper color. And let's say here you want to change the font, so you can change the font color, and you can change the font size like that. And here also you can display, or you can change the style of a font, size of the font, whatever information is displaying inside the data table. So for that you can check it to like that. So let's say here this collection, so background color is like that, and font size you want to display it in a white font, you can check it out, but no, black color suit more. And let's say here font size I want to keep it as a 15. So this way you can display properly data into the data table, and you can display serial number using a sequence function. So I hope you understand how sequence function work in PowerApp and where you can implement practically. Thank you for choosing Know How Academy as your source of IT knowledge. We are always here to help you to navigate to the tech world. If you have any question, don't hesitate to reach out us. It has been a pleasure to share this information with you. Stay curious and keep learning.